Destiny 2's Season of the Lost boasts some of the most variety Destiny 2 PvP players have seen in the game for almost 2 years. The top weapons being used are bridging across weapon type and archetype standards for PvP, leaving the Crucible in a much more exciting landscape. Players are feeling less forced into specific playstyles in order to succeed. In any given competitive PvP match or Trials of Osiris match, you are likely to encounter a pulse rifle, a hand cannon, a fusion rifle, or a shotgun, a sniper or a linear fusion rifle, a slug, or a Vex Mythoclast. And while I am personally loving all that diversity, and frankly I don't have any complaints right now about the weapon meta, it's still funny to me that amidst all that variety, we still see that 6 out of the top 10 weapons used in PvP today are either hand cannons or shotguns. The top 2 weapons are both hand cannons, and the number 3 and 4 spots are claimed by shotguns. So the question I wanted to explore today is this: why are Destiny players so compelled to use hand cannons and shotguns? What is it about these weapon types that draw players in? With so many different weapon types in the game, there has to be a reason that these are the things that are always on top. So let's dive into that question and see if we can dissect it a bit today. I think there are a lot of factors at play here. Some of them have more positive vibes and some of them have more negative ones, but try to keep an open mind here. I feel like there are people on either side of this discussion who can be elitist and condescending. But remember, this is just Destiny, not some pro shooter. There are those who look down on players who don't use hand cannons or shotguns and try to take value away from those players' skills by saying, you only know how to use no-skill dad weapons like fusion rifles and pulse rifles and grenade launchers. Then there's people on the opposite end of that spectrum who love to use more varied approaches and builds, and so they call anyone using a hand cannon and a shotgun a tryhard or a toxic elitist, right? The reality is simply this: we like what we like, right? I'm no more in control of how a weapon makes me feel than I am of how a different weapon makes you feel. So, with that in mind, let's move forward in our discussion and try to be conscious of the fact that we're all just gamers looking for a satisfying experience. The first reason I think Destiny players like hand cannons and shotguns is because they tend to play fast. Hand cannons, unlike most primary types, really excel at landing accurate shots for big damage in a singular trigger pull regardless of your character's position. You could be sliding, jumping, strafing in and out of cover, or even just standing out in the open exchanging shots. No matter where you are, the hand cannon is going to feel pretty much the same in all of those scenarios. That means players can lean on the hand cannon more frequently in their engagements. They don't need to wait for certain conditions to be met before pulling the trigger. So players have learned to pair hand cannon damage with seamless movement. The more a Destiny player plays the game, the more second nature their movement becomes, and the more second nature good movement becomes, the more the player can leverage a hand cannon's strengths. Pulse rifles, scout rifles, and auto rifles tend to keep you grounded. Hand cannons, conversely, take the limiters off your movement and say, hey, I'm ready when you are. Obviously, shotguns share that same sentiment. Shotguns play fast. You can run, slide, jump, whatever. The shotgun is going to do its job well regardless of those conditions. Getting rapid kills, especially while moving, is an incredibly rewarding feeling, so naturally players are going to like that sensation, and they're going to continue to play like that to get that sensation. So reason number 1, these weapons play fast. Reason number 2, players want to be respected. They want people on the other team to think, wow, this person's pretty good. And there's this stigma that has been perpetuated in the Destiny community since Destiny 1. This stigma that hand cannons and shotguns are the weapon types most respected among good players. They have this perception that they're the mark of a good player if you can use these things well. So it's not unnatural for a player to want to use these things simply because of that desire to belong in that group. That desire to be seen and respected among the more PvP-centric community. So long as that stigma exists, players will always gravitate towards hand cannons and shotguns, partly out of a desire to be seen and respected by their competition. Reason number 3, these weapons are extremely versatile. In a Destiny world where there are so many movement options to close gaps like backers dodges, regular dodges, shoulder charges, blink, all these different things that we can do. And as well, there's also abilities like barricades and ice walls that make a sniper rifle useless, especially when an opponent can lock down the body of a guardian that you just sniped and then get the revive easily. In this Destiny landscape where there's fast movement abilities but also abilities that neutralize ranged gunplay, a shotgun is extremely useful, as is a hand cannon. A lot of the best players in the game have learned that hand cannon shots are great at not just getting kills, but also just for, you know, making their enemies break for cover or lose control of a space. That gives the hand cannon shotty user an opportunity to push up and clean up the kill with a shotgun. They can jump over barricades and pump a shotty blast off. Shotguns have a lot of utility. Hand cannons are also very versatile. They have really great range, they'll do max damage or near max damage in most gunfights, but they also do big burst damage so that you can peek in and out of cover and secure a kill without exposing yourself too often. Reason number 4, these weapons can be very forgiving. So let's take these one at a time. First, let's talk about hand cannons. Hand cannons have large hitboxes and lots of aim assist. This is not breaking news. We've known this for a long time. In fact, not too long ago, Chris Proctor, who works at Bungie as one of the lead workers on things like weapon tuning in the sandbox and specific perks and how they interact, like Zen Moment and, you know, Killing Wind, all those things. Chris Proctor's on that team. He's one of the head guys in that team. So he said live on the podcast Firing Range, and I quote, "Hand cannons are super forgiving," end quote. Hand cannons will credit you with a hit, even when your reticle is not in fact on the opponent. Additionally, hand cannons have very high aim assist values, making them much more sticky than other primary types. They are weapons that do big precision damage without requiring a lot of precision from the user. Now let me just say right here, this is actually okay. We want hand cannons to be relevant. We want them to feel good. Without these things, hand cannons can get really unwieldy really fast. Hand cannons might be really forgiving, but I can't imagine a version of Destiny where hand cannons, a huge fan favorite of the franchise, and a distinguishing feature of the Destiny experience, are not prevalent in the PvP landscape. It's important that these things remain approachable for the average gamer because they feel so good and they are so rewarding. Now, shotguns. Shotguns have a high skill ceiling. I've been on the receiving end of the barrels of some incredibly talented shotgunners in Destiny. The way they creatively close gaps while managing their own incoming damage, breaking aim assists, and forcing their opponents to break the engagement to heal up while they move in. It's like a freaking velociraptor. It's scary. When a Destiny player learns to master movement, master cooldown management, have high game sense, and shotgun target acquisition that's exceptional, and spacing between them and their opponent, and understanding what ranges they can do what amounts of damage, right? It is terrifying to play against. Now that being said, shotguns have a very low barrier to entry with a low skill floor. My son is just now learning how to play Destiny. He's 7 years old, he has little game sense in first-person shooters so far, but he's working on it, and he's getting there. But he has a Telesto that he loves, and he hasn't been able to get a kill yet with it in PvP. But conversely, he can get 2 to 3 shotgun kills in a match. It's point and shoot. It doesn't require excellent precision or movement skills on the low end of the skill gap. You can catch someone off guard and pull the trigger in 6s and get a kill. Since shotguns are so approachable, many common gamers will gravitate towards them. Again, this is not a bad thing. There absolutely have to be approachable weapon types for casual gamers to be able to pick up and have fun. If everything demands high skill from them, if it's going to pay off, they're going to find a new game to play. Shotguns give them massive room to grow without demanding too much from them up front. This is the role that shotguns fill for a lot of the community, and that is A-okay. Alright, those are just 4 of the reasons I think these weapons are so popular in Destiny. There are others, and I could go on about their practical applications, but I think these are the most important factors for why Destiny players love hand cannons and shotguns. They're fun, they're fast, they're rewarding, they're forgiving, and some of the best players in Destiny history have used them as the staple parts of their build, only adding to their appeal and popularity. Let me know what you think. What do you think that I missed, right? What's the reason you love using hand cannons and shotguns? Or conversely, maybe what are the reasons that you avoid them? Let me know in the comments section, and feel free to check out my Clips channel, where we upload short and exciting moments from our live stream. The channel name is True Vanguard Clips, and I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks so much for watching the video today. Feel free to leave a like on the video only if you did in fact like it. Thank you so much to our channel members for supporting me and my family. You all are rock stars, and the reason I can continue to do this full time. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.